Well, we've come ashore, we're on Kos, we're on the bottom, the sort of southwest edge of Kos. A bit of a cloudy day today, it's supposed to be lovely and bright and sunny, and yeah, not as much wind, but the wind seems to be persisting.
Most things seem to shut, but then I guess it is only March and it is a very touristy hotel area, so a lot of it looks very tired, unfortunately. One or two nice bars and cafes. So we found the supermarkets. There's two big ones here, but they're both closed, unfortunately. Everything seems a little uncared for, as though it hasn't been open for a long time, but I'm assuming they will open it. We have found the only supermarket open in Kamari, and that doesn't look that busy or well stocked.
We wanted a Leros.
There isn't anywhere open. It's like a deserted town.
Everything old and abandoned. Good morning. It's Monday I think it's the 11th of March, and we're in Kamari, on the south coast of Kos. We've got Kevin pulling up the anchor this morning for a change, thought I'd send him out there in the wind. The wind's turned southerly, which means it's going to take us up to Kalymnos nicely, hopefully. We've just got to get round the headland here in Kos first. So yeah, beautiful day, sun's out. Well, we've only been going 10 minutes, haven't taken up the anchor, and we're sailing. Going the wrong way, obviously. Got between sort of 11 and 14 knots of wind. We've put a couple of reefs in the main again because it seems to be very stable with that, and we seem to sail really quite quickly anyway, so we thought we'll put it in just in case, because the wind's supposed to build a little bit later.
It's always a challenge coming out of the bay, and this morning was no different. So we're going right around the back of the island, and to get out of the bay we've had to tack 2 or 3 times.
4 times, let me just remind you.
4 times? Oh. So we've currently got between 10 and 12 knots of wind. We've got 2 reefs in the mainsail and no reefs in the Genoa, but winds are forecast to fill in this afternoon to build up to sort of 20-25 knots. So we're going to leave the reef in, and once we've gone around the island we're going to be on a downwind sail. So we just need to get out of this bay, don't we?
Yeah, that's always the tricky bit, isn't it? But it's beautiful, a lovely day. Well, we were expecting high winds, they haven't arrived yet. We've managed to shake out the other reef in the main, so we've only got 1 reef in it at the moment. We're still expecting high winds, but the sea's nice and calm at the moment, and we're going to be jibing to get round the edge of Kos before we can get up to Kalymnos.
Jibed across now, and we're on a course straight into Kalymnos, and we've got 10 knots of wind, we're on 120 degrees, and we're doing just over 5 knots, between 5 and 6 knots.
And what are we doing when we get to Kalymnos?
We're having a Leros.
No, I meant, how are we parking?
We are going to moor alongside, hopefully. We've asked the question as to whether there's plenty of space, and somebody who's been there in the last couple of days said that there is space, so we're going to go alongside and tie off ready for tomorrow's wind.
Well, it was a blustery all day, which is why we came in here in the first place. We're in Kalymnos town. It's a bit miserable weather. We're tied up securely though on the dock, eventually.
Sorry, because of the wind.
I know, it's not very pleasant, but hey, we're here. So we're just going to go for a wander and see what we can see.
So the forecast 38 knots of wind, and I'm not sure it's actually 38 knots, but we've probably got something like 20, 25 at the moment. It's supposed to peak out at 11 o'clock today, and it's now 10:30, so I'm not sure we're going to get what they said. But I'm glad we're here, because looking out to sea, it looks a little bit lumpy.
This is one of the watering machines that you can normally just put a few coins in and get fresh water into your canisters and things. So it's really handy. Well, that was a lively start coming out of Kalymnos. We left quite early actually. We saw that the wind was going to die off later on today, so we thought we'd take advantage of what was available. Coming out of the harbour was okay. We thought we'd get a bit caught up in some of the lines because there were loads of fishing boats around, but actually it was good. But we come out and the wind has sort of changed from about 8 knots to, well, 20 knots really. And the sea, you may be able to see it out there, I'm not sure. But it's a fairly big swell, but it's nice and gentle. And we've got 2 reefs in the main, and we've got a reef and a bit in the Genoa, and we've got the Traveller out as well, and we're doing about 7.5 knots at times. So we're heading up to Leros and going to park in the little bay at the southern edge called Xerokampos, which is really nice. We can make some water there. So yeah, looking forward to that, as long as this sail's okay.
Right, we start.
Yeah, a bit windswept over there.
Yeah. Not too bad, 21, 22 knots maybe,
Yeah.
max.
We've got a few reefs in, so it's been quite a rough sail so far. The sea has been really quite big. As you can see, we're heeling over quite a lot when the waves knock us to one side. We've got 2 reefs in the Genoa, 2 reefs in the main. We've got the Traveller out, and we're still hitting up to 9 knots at times.
Big wave.
Yeah, pretty big waves.
So the wind's dropped to anything between 15 and 20 knots now. And the sea state is all over the place. You would think we've got 30, 35 knots of wind. We're not too far away now actually. So well-deserved mythos after a
Hard day's work.
well, challenging sail, I suppose, but it was a good sail. We averaged 6 knots,
Yep.
6.1 knots. We're in Xerokampos, or Xirokampos. We've chosen to drop the anchor instead of going on one of the mooring buoys. We will go into town tomorrow and check in and get a Euros, as you do. All we can hear at the moment are goat bells, dogs, chickens. And we're just waiting for the owls to start. But what a beautiful place. So we're in Xerokampos and I've come ashore to go into Laki, need some gas and a few other bits. The bus seems to be every hour. We've missed the one at 9 o'clock, so we're now going for the one at 10. Last night we anchored out in the bay, fair way out because of all the mooring buoys that are here, but had a good night. It was a bit rolly due to the weather. So we'll be here for today and tomorrow maybe, before we can get a weather window to go across to Levitha. So we're just going to go into Laki, try and meet up with some people we spoke to a couple of days ago.
It's a bit warm here.
I'm absolutely stewing, to be honest. Yeah. So we left Xerokampos on Leros about, well, half an hour ago, yeah. And there was a bit of a breeze coming through the anchorage, but not a lot. It's forecast to be between 8 and 12, and I think we've got about 7 at the moment. So we've got full sails up. And we're doing 3 knots at the moment. But it's due to pick up a little bit, and we'll see how we go anyway. We've only got 18 miles to go. So what was the anchorage like in Xerokampos?
It was really good actually, yeah. It's muddy at the bottom, muddy sandy at the bottom, a little bit of weeds, not too bad. Can't remember what we were in, 7 metres something.
We were in 7 metres of depth.
And yeah, a bit of a swell overnight, the first night, because we had those high winds that we came through. But yeah, other than that, it was really good. A few fishing boats passing by every day, so.
They're big ones.
Hello guys. Oh wow. Quite a few of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 I think. Maybe 10.
Is that a baby one down there?
Not sure. Did you catch that?
No.
How's it going so far?
Yeah, we've just picked a bit of wind up. We've now got 13 knots. We're only on 35 degrees, but we are doing somewhere in the region of 6 at south coast.
Excellent. How far away are we?
About 7 miles.
We just had to do a few tacks to avoid 2 cargo vessels, didn't we? It was one of those, so do we turn to port or starboard, because they were getting a bit close, both of them. So yeah, and the cargo vessel actually radioed us, which makes a change, so at least we know they can see us on AIS, which is always handy. So yeah, all good so far.
All good.
Shouldn't be too long.